Wool is one of the most widely used natural fibers in the world, prized for its softness, warmth, and versatility. It's considered a renewable resource because it's produced naturally by sheep through their annual growth cycle and is collected by shearing the sheep. Sheep shearing is done about once or twice a year and before the warmer seasons, to prevent heat stress and to allow wool to regrow before winter. But before shearing can occur, they first have to be rounded up into holding pens and sorted into groups. This involves checking the health of the sheep and separating them based on wool quality and color. Once this initial sorting is completed, the sheep are then ready to undergo shearing. Skilled workers use electric shears to remove the wool from the sheep. This process needs to be done carefully to produce high-quality fleece and to avoid any cuts. A typical shearer can shear up to 300 or more sheep per day, at about 1 to 2 minutes per sheep.
The most important thing to learn when shearing a sheep is how to hold the sheep. If the sheep is nice and comfortable, it'll be relaxed and it makes it a lot easier to shear the sheep. We always shear our sheep the same way in New Zealand. We start on the underside of the sheep and remove the belly wool first. This wool is always very short and very badly stained. We have to keep this separate from the rest of the wool because it's not worth as much as the main fleece. Now we've got the belly wool removed, we can head into the crutch wool. This wool is also very badly stained and needs to be kept separate as well. Now we've got the crutch out of the sheep, we can head into the good wool now. The shearer is now heading into the undermine of the sheep. This is where the good wool starts. You can see it's nice and white. This is the undermine now. This goes right up the sheep's tailbone. And now he's into the blind blow of the sheep. This is done entirely by feel. You cannot see what you're doing here. He's slowly lighting the sheep down now. And he's into the long blow. This runs right up the sheep's backbone, the full length of the sheep. He's on the last side of the sheep now, removing the last of the wool around the sheep's face. Making sure to remove all the wool from around the sheep's ears and eyes. If you don't do this, the sheep can become wool blind because the wool just keeps on growing. Last bit of wool and he's finished. And about 300 more to go for this shearer today. And for all that hard work, he's going to earn about $2 a sheep.
After shearing, the fleece is laid out on a skirting table. Skirting involves removing undesirable parts of the fleece, such as stained or heavily soiled areas and excessive vegetable matter. Once skirting is completed, the clean fleece is then rolled tightly and packed into wool bales. These bales are usually standardized for ease of transportation to the wool cleaners. Once the wool bales have been delivered for cleaning and processing, the wool is removed from the tightly packed bales and spread apart for easier cleaning. The wool then goes through a machine which pulls it apart and aerates the wool, which removes any small particles of dirt or vegetation. This is to prevent dirt going through the washer and minimizing water usage.
You guys look for some contaminants over there, and then that wool is brought over here with a skid steer and put into this contraption. What is this? This is an opener. It's got teeth at the top. And it's got a grate that's open. So as it's opening, the dirt can fall out of the bottom. Yeah. So it's got 3 different places where it's blended, and then it goes through that opener, gets the dirt out, and then it goes on to the scour process. So we're just trying to save water. All right, so lad, what do we have here? This is the dirt that's coming out of the bottom of the opener. It's basically vegetable matter, short fiber, and dirt. That's what it is. So we're just trying to keep this from getting in the water.
Once the wool is finished on the opener machine, it moves on to being scoured and washed, which washes the raw fleece to remove grease, dirt, and other impurities.
All right, so tell us what we've got here, lad. This is the first bowl. So first bowl, yeah, it goes from opened up, just raw grease wool into this first bowl. And that water's anywhere from 170 to 180 degrees, and it gets soap added to it. So we're just trying, this bowl catches the majority of the dirt right here. Tell us what we have here and how that helps that process. Well, you have a press at the end of each bowl. That's basically, this is our dirtiest water, so we're trying to squeeze that water back out before it goes into the next in the next bowl. We don't want it carrying dirt over, so we leave it in this bowl here. So each bowl has a press,